Turning to a new push to end the war in Ukraine, just as Russia carries out its biggest strike in weeks.
Meantime, there's a major legal victory for President Trump today. Our D.C. Bureau Chief Ben Kennedy live at the White House now with much more. Ben?
Today's Calvin, we're talking about nearly $500 million with Trump and his supporters calling this a big win in a ruling that is now facing an appeal. An appeals judge gave President Trump a major victory in New York, throwing out a nearly $500 million civil fraud penalty, with the panel ruling the fine was excessive and violated the Eighth Amendment. On social media, the commander-in-chief touted the win, saying, "I greatly respect the fact the court had the courage to throw out this unlawful and disgraceful decision that was hurting business all throughout New York State." It all stems from a lawsuit filed by the state's Attorney General Letitia James that accused Trump of inflating his net worth to secure better loans and insurance deals. James says her case has merit and in a statement said, "We will seek appeal to the Court of Appeals and continue to protect the rights and interests of New Yorkers." Today's decision was not unanimous and leaves Trump still liable for fraud in this case. It comes as the administration is focused on peace in Europe this week.
And I have a feeling you and President Putin are going to work something out.
After back-to-back meetings with Ukraine's President Zelensky and Russia's Vladimir Putin, Trump sharing this photo of him pointing the finger directly at Putin, drawing parallels with a picture of Richard Nixon pointing his finger at USSR leader Khrushchev in 1959. Writing, "This is a war that would have never happened if I were president, zero chance." Thursday, the Kremlin launched its largest strike on Ukraine in more than a month, officials say, with more than 500 drones and 40 missiles, targeting the western region of the country. The attack also struck an American-owned manufacturing company and injured at least 19 people, with a spokesperson for the company stressing they do not produce, supply, or support any military equipment. And one holdup for peace talks does center on security guarantees. Russia says they want to be involved, and the White House also states that it would not include U.S. boots on the ground in Ukraine. Janice, Calvin?
And Ben, we understand Trump will be leaving the White House behind you soon to patrol the streets of Washington with law enforcement?
Janice, you're right. In fact, Trump will see his efforts to combat crime firsthand in just a bit. He'll meet with members of the military and law enforcement. It's been about a week since the federal takeover, which has faced pushback from residents here in D.C. and also lawmakers, as we now wait for the White House to release details about the when and where it'll happen tonight.
Some surveys say 8 in 10 D.C. residents do not like the federal takeover. Ben, thanks a lot.